And we are back. As promised, the second half of our interview with Ben will include his own personal reading. He is helping us this week kick off the Twin Flame reading. And so Rob is going to start us off with a little bit of what he thinks is, kind of some reset for Ben with sound. Rain, go away, you got. All right, so for these Twinergy readings, I will tell you guys, the viewers, we will do our normal 5, and then with Ben, because he belongs to my bloodline, we're going to have Rob go ahead and pull him, from my major arcana, which would be coming from our bloodline, okay? Now, for other signs this week, Rob may feel more like, you know what, Ozzy wants to speak to a sign for major arcana. So, as always, we'll leave it in Rob's hands. So, Rob, do you want to go ahead and start by, and I'm sorry, I should be calling him Stace. I'm going to be correcting myself forever with this, babe. Trying to relearn somebody's name that hasn't been called by that. Like, we're both kind of like, this is fun. And we got to teach our boys, that his ancestors on his side want him going by what his given name was. So, interesting. All right, Ben, we've got a cup of emotion here. Stace pulled you the 5 of Cups. All right, this guy right here is looking down at those 3 cups that have been spilled, what's been lost, but he doesn't realize that there's these 2 of Cups that are full behind him, okay? So do you want to go ahead and figure out what his overarching energy is? And by the way, thank you again for letting us do your Twin Flame read first, okay? And I did pull out manga. We got manga courtesy of my 2 youngest sons, although my other son swears he's not spiritual at all, but he's down for manga, so. All right, what do we got, babe? And what are we? Is that an upside down? Let's see. Oh, the tower. So the tower is in reverse, meaning something is going to stand instead of you tearing something up. So let's find out. Okay. Can you give us more clarification for Ben on the tower? All right, we're going to find out. All righty. Might not be like, I don't know. Like typically we do these reads for our oh, there we go. So it's what you're not seeing first and foremost. Let me get that. Oh, there's a couple of things you're not seeing. All right. These are also in reverse. So you have a Queen of Swords in reverse and you've got a 9 of Cups in reverse. So you're sitting or standing on something. It's interesting. I always say it's interesting when I need a little more clarification, I think. Anything else? Ooh, yep. Boy, I feel it's almost like Spirit is telling us we're not seeing a thing. Let's find out. And how do we pick these up? Okay. So here you've got the 7 of Swords, which means there's some kind of deception or trickery in and around you. However, you're heading towards the 4 of Wands, which means you're going to get a celebration at some point. Now what I'm going to do, Ben, is I'm going to ask Spirit to give me a little bit more clarification for you. And we thank you for letting us practice this a bit on you first. We're going to use the Twin Flame deck to see if we can't get more for Ben and for what he may need to change. These Twin Flame readings, we are hoping that we can really narrow in on for folk on, is your twin flame near? Is your twin flame still far away? Is there something that's blocking your twin flame? Something like that, okay? All right. Oop. Sorry. I forgot to knock. All right. We need twin flame clarification for Ben. I would actually like the Seven of Swords, please, if you don't mind. Can you tell us about that Seven of Swords for Ben? Okay. Three of Wands, looking ahead, you have confidence and growth, but it also says you have foresight. So if somebody's trying to trick you into something, you have foresight. So Spirit's talking to you. You think, oh, yes. And the Four of Wands again. Home and reunion, stability and belonging, and celebration. So anything else on that Seven of Swords for Ben? So it sounds like whatever is trying to be deceptive, you are utilizing what you need to kind of throw it away. Yes, the World. Completing, closing cycles and achievements. So anytime you get the World card, buddy, it means that, you know, you're closing something out, but something new is coming in. And I just want you to know you just grabbed a Leo card. Strength. Okay, that's a Leo card. So you are standing very strong against that Seven of Swords in order to bring back in what you want to get to that Four of Swords, okay? So tells me you are trying to work on, you're actively working on trying to get a twin flame, aren't you?
Trying.
The Star, hope and healing, inspiration and faith, positivity and your wish, okay? So tells me it's coming for you. Anything else that you want Ben to know about, Spirit? Oh, yes. There we go. I think I hear him saying, stop with this. Okay. You want the Queen of Pentacles. She's generous and caring, nurturing and sensible, comforting and practical, and she has good business sense.
That is
Ben,
exactly who I was talking about to you the other day. Like,
yeah, well, looky there.
Wow.
So does the reading seem pretty like you so far?
They're so far so
Okay.
accurate.
All right. So do you mind, Ben, if I do a little bit of kipperish for you to see if there's anything that Spirit wants you to know in terms of, you know, what you may need to do, what might be blocking. And then we do have something else called the sacred woundings that can actually show us either yours or theirs. What they're trying to recover from, what you're trying to, maybe blocking, things like that. So do you mind if I start with kipperish with you?
Not at all. Go
All right, this is for Ben. All right, show us what we need to see, Spirit. Yes, there we go. So, Ben, you are a starseed. Ben is a starseed. That makes a lot of sense for you. Anything else? Or you want to starseed. Your other might be the starseed. Ooh, what we're not seeing. Let's see, babe. What are we not seeing here, Stace? Yeah. Have you recently undergone some false narratives? People spreading stuff about you that was not true?
Oh, I have no idea.
You have no idea? Okay. Ew. Somebody is attached with the Jezebel energy there, bud. That's never good. So you might be wanting the wrong. You might be getting that might be what that Seven of Swords is all about, is that whoever is trying to approach you is probably needing to clear these things up a little bit. Okay? All right. Actually, I think you were the recent. Okay. But you've got a divinator in your corner. Who do you think the divinator might be?
You?
Me. There you go, buddy. All right. Anything else, Spirit? All right. And last one. You're ascending. So I would say the false narratives. Did he recently undergo some false narratives within the past few weeks?
Yeah.
Yes, he did. Better check your Sag reading. I'm pretty sure you did, buddy. They're saying entity. Now, let me tell you, the Jezebel entity is something that's typically made by men, you know, calling women names that they shouldn't be. But you've got somebody that's pulled a false narrative on you, and what Spirit is saying, same. It's somebody that's creating false narratives about you. So, but they're saying, no worries, you're ascending, and you have a divinator that can warn you when that's coming. All right, so the next thing we want to do for our twin flame readings, if you don't mind, is we're going to do what's called sacred woundings. Rob and I, as you know, we do the fives with people that are our age, or at least we try to do the fives with people that are our age. And so we're going to be asking if there might be something of a wounding either on your twin flame side or on yours, okay? So, Spirit, this is for Ben and whoever his twin flame is. Can you tell us a little bit more? There is an abuse wound on somebody's end. It says, will show up as an intense response to situations that trigger past memories of physical, emotional, or verbal abuse. So, somebody has an abuse wound. And then address the wound of moral injury. This will show up as a deep sense of internal conflict, guilt, and shame resulting from actions that betray your own values or morals, leading to emotional numbness, okay? So Spirit's saying there's a couple of things. I can't help but feel like whoever you're thinking about may have that abuse wound that they're trying to deal with. And because you've recently been attached to this, false narratives, and it's an entity. I mean, it doesn't have to be a Jezebel entity, but it could be any entity. Basically, Spirit's just saying it's nasty, negative energy, essentially. That it takes your sense of justice and balance in different directions that you would otherwise be going. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The last thing that I'm going to add to this, before I have Rob pull something, is we're just going to see how this works out. We may end up doing this as its own read at some point, but we got in the Illuminati cards. Do you know what the Illuminati is?
Isn't it like a secret organization?
Correct. So we know that there's a lot going on in the world that your generation is going to be dealing with coming out of our parents' generation, even a lot in our generation that are not awakening. And so we thought we would add for our twin flames some Illuminati, and we'll probably add this to even all our regular reads, just so that Spirit can make the different signs and people aware of what they want you to be aware of, okay? All right, this is just an Illuminati card for Ben. Now, if it impacts you, Illuminati-wise, it's probably impacting our whole household because this is where you live, right?
Yep.
All right, for Ben, let's see. Okie doke. Food insecurity. Did I throw one? No, that was it. Okay, food insecurity. The easiest way to destabilize a region is to destabilize its food supply. Limiting access to food forces dependency, and compliance becomes a survival strategy. So I think that's an interesting card for us where we're at, because we are surrounded by massive farms, silos that we know are full. So I feel like this is a great way for Spirit to say, let people know that somebody forcing off food securities, and we do see things disappearing real quick from grocery shelves and things like that, and yet we know food is being grown and it's in abundance just even around where we're at. So this is definitely a tactic, and I feel like Spirit is saying make people aware of this as a tactic. All right, Rob, do you want to do the dice, or do you want to pull any of these other cards for him at all? Are you feeling anything for him?
Oh, yeah.
What are you feeling for him?
A little B&B.
Oh, goodness. Rob's going cutthroat with you today. He's definitely going to bring some of the dark humor pieces.
I'm bringing the dark side and having cookies.
Yeah,
too.
He's going to show you. You probably know this dark side.
Bringing the cookies.
Chocolate chip.
Yeah.
Yeah, double dark.
Yes.
Dark chocolate chip. That darkness.
All right.
The dark side has cookies.
I only like the dark side when it comes to chocolate chip cookies. That's the good dark.
Yeah. You'd be willing to put up with the darkness if it involves chocolate chip cookies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I need some heavy chocolate chip cookies if I'm going to be dealing with all that. Or brownies.
Well.
I'll take brownies too.
Brownies. We're putting it out there in the universe. Anybody want to send Ben some brownies or some chocolate chip cookies?
That'd be nice.
You
Thank
know.
Appreciate you.
I see brownies in your future.
Yes. Alrighty, what do we get? Okay, so you wanted red flags, not a damn parade. Okay, congrats. You just sponsored the circus. Awareness, choice, wake up call. Well, I think that's exactly what we've been able to do through your read today, kiddo, is bring awareness to folks that will hopefully start awakening around us as to how they treat people in unkindness and when they pull the scales out of balance for you. All right, Rob's gonna roll some dice and let's see. I like these dice because they actually will give us some more narrow down, and it may mean something to you. You'll have to let us know. All right, we've got either a 60 or an 06, and then this is, I always forget, Sag. That means Spirit's talking to you. And let's see here. Oh, I think that's a planet, bud. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
But you're not. Yep, it's Saturn. It says you're responsible and you're disciplined. Does that sound like you? That sounds like Ben. Okay, and then we've got the numbers 5, 6, and 1, and that's it. All right, do you want to pull him some Trinky charms? And then we will end this read for you. Thank you again for volunteering to sit in the hot seat.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Alrighty. I like the rain go away. That seems appropriate. Although we do want rain around here. We just don't want the rainy people. Yes, somebody's got some heavy water sign. I don't know if that's you or if that's your twin flame. And or they're very emotional. Okay, so we've got the whale's tail here and we've got the seahorses. Now, the men, male, listen to me, men. Male seahorses are who give birth to the babies. So that's interesting for you. Do we like doggies?
Yes.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah.
Ben would bring them all home if he could. You know, not that they don't follow us from everywhere. Okay. However, your cat was in the upside down. Are you not so much of a cat person? I know you've got intuition, but are you not so much of a cat person?
I loved Snowball for a while, so.
Yeah, he's like, you know. This typically means turn your intuition on. And then, I love this. Rob pulled Bambi for you. So Bambi is a very soft, what I would consider very loving energy. If we think about our childhood days, Bambi loses his mom, but he makes lots of friends and is very, very, very loving spirit. So that makes sense for you. Did you like dinos at some point? I know you did, but I can't remember when.
I think it was
Or is there somebody you know that likes dinos by chance?
not from my memory, no.
Okay.
I did like dinosaurs for a time.
You did like dinos for a time?
In
Okay.
elementary school.
Yeah, that's what I recall. I remember one of your favorite PJs were dinos with them. This dino in particular is one of the really nice grass-eating kind, very gentle, easygoing, things like that. So, all right, buddy, does this read sound familiar or similar to what you're going through?
Yeah.
It does? Okay. So just be wary of that Seven of Swords. I think that's that false narrative and entity attachment. But to me, Spirit is saying to you, irregardless, you're the one that gets to celebrate at the end of all of this. Okay? All right. We love you. Thank you for volunteering for our folk out there, so you can see what the twin flames are going to look like this week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.